Okay, let's unpack this. Picture it. Totally normal suburban street, kid named Timmy, just digging up potatoes. Seems mundane, right?
Absolutely, the most ordinary start you could imagine. Except, well, Timmy hit something, not just a potato.
No, the potato.
Yeah.
Huge, like unnervingly perfect shape, hard as a rock, and it had this weird, faint vibration, hum.
Exactly, and that single bizarre discovery, that's the spark, the thing that flips everything upside down for this whole town.
Right, and that's what we're digging into today, just using the details from the source material itself. We're looking at how this one event triggered this massive transformation.
Yeah, our mission here is to track that change. How did this town cope? How did they adapt? And, maybe more importantly, what terrifying things crawled out when that new reality started to crumble.
And the change was, wow, immediate. Unbelievable, really. That potato, it didn't just sit there.
Not at all. It grew fast, like
Oh.
impossibly fast, into this colossal stalk.
Lifting Timmy's whole neighborhood, Oak Haven, straight up, hundreds of feet into the air.
Just like that, they're Potato City. An island, basically, floating on clouds, held up by this giant plant stalk.
And if that wasn't weird enough, actual giant potatoes started sprouting off the stalk and just like raining down. Imagine that, changing your daily routine.
Well, that's a fascinating part, isn't it? How quickly people adapted. I mean, the town instantly becomes this bizarre tourist trap.
Floating city. Come see the floating city.
Exactly. And those raining potatoes, they weren't just, annoying projectiles. They became food.
And money. They literally started using potatoes as currency. Can you imagine?
It forced a whole new economy, a whole new way of thinking about value. And Timmy, the kid who found the potato,
He kind of becomes the caretaker, right? The default farmer for this giant airborne vegetable patch.
pretty much. But, a situation that unnatural couldn't just stay stable or
Yeah.
simple.
Right. After the novelty wore off, Timmy, being closest to the whole structure, starts noticing things, worrying things.
Like what?
The soil on their floating island was getting thin. The actual edges of the landmass were starting to crumble away into the clouds.
Not good when you're hundreds of feet up.
Definitely not. And there was this smell, faint at first, but sickly sweet, like something rotting.
The smell of decay. And even the mother tuber, the big one, its hum wasn't steady anymore.
Yeah, it changed, became erratic or something, but when Timmy tried to warn Mayor Thompson,
Let me guess, brushed off.
pretty much, the mayor saw it more as like a PR issue for their floating tourist attraction, keep things looking good.
So he authorized a team, but more for show than anything, to investigate the stalk.
Exactly, just patch it up, keep the tourists happy. But that investigation, that's when things got truly horrific.
Because they found the decay Timmy warned about.
Oh, they found decay, all right. But inside the stalk's core, it wasn't just rot, it was something else, something alive.
With screams, right. The minor screams echoing up from the stalk.
Yeah, terrible screams. Because the rot, it wasn't just passive decay, it had become a breeding ground.
For what?
A monster. A creature born from the corruption deep inside the plant. Foul smell, guttural noises. It came out and, well, that was the end for the mining team.
So the decay wasn't just a structural problem. It was actively creating this predator.
Precisely. And that discovery, combined with the worsening decay Timmy saw, it lit a fire under him and his friend Leila.
They realized they couldn't wait for the mayor anymore. They had to do something themselves.
Yeah, they hatched this desperate plan, attack the core of the plant directly, try to stop the rot and deal with the monster.
Ow. What was the plan?
Well, pretty basic, actually, drawing on what they knew. They figured salt water might poison the plant's biology.
Okay, makes sense. And for the monster.
They hoped maybe bright light and heat could distract it, lure it away while they worked. Worth a shot, I guess. But did it work?
No.
No.
Not even close. The distraction completely failed. The monster just ignored the light and heat.
Oh, no.
It knew they were in the main shaft. It came right back for them. Timmy and Leila barely got out.
And the monster attacking inside the shaft, that must have shaken things up. Literally.
Big time. The whole town, the whole floating island, started to tilt. Badly. Destabilizing fast. Things were falling apart.
So disaster looming, town tilting in the sky. What now?
Timmy has this moment. A realization. It all comes back to the beginning.
The mother tuber, the original giant potato.
That's the one. He realized it was the heart of it all, the source.
Yeah.
So he makes this incredibly brave, maybe crazy decision.
Why?
He goes into the mother tuber, alone, finds this glowing core inside.
The heart of the potato.
Yeah. And something else, this fleshy, umbilicus, connecting the cord directly to that monster.
No way. So the monster was literally plugged into the potato.
It seems so. And Timmy sees it. He has an axe. He knows what he has to do.
He cuts it. He severs the connection.
He does. A desperate swing deep inside the tuber.
And the result.
Instantaneous. The source material says the tuber's core just died. Went dark.
Wow. And the monster.
Let out one last awful shriek.
And
And then silence.
the town. Still tilting?
Miraculously, no. As the tuber died, the whole island began to descend. Slowly. Gently, even. Back down to Earth.
That's incredible. What about the creature? Did it just fall out?
Apparently, it just dissolved.
Yeah.
Melted back into the dying plant matter it came from. Like it was never truly separate.
So they landed. Back on solid ground. Safe.
Safe, yes. But changed. You don't go through something like that, living on a giant potato in the sky, fighting a monster born from its rot, and just go back to normal.
No kidding. It really makes you think, doesn't it? About like the ground beneath your own feet. What unexpected things might be holding us up or maybe festering underneath.
And what it takes to face a truth, especially a scary one, when everyone else wants to pretend it isn't real.
Yeah.
Timmy saw the rot when the mayor saw PR.
Yeah. It's a wild story, but maybe the takeaway is about looking closer at our own foundations. How do these extraordinary, even terrifying experiences reshape how we see the ordinary world and ourselves? What happens after you land?